been a wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. Being the wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
Amen.
Who said you had to pick up the drawers? Y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that.
Yeah.
We always act like that's such a big thing. Like,
I know,
especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
there it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
And what he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good? Welcome to Candid Convos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Man, say what's up to the people, Chloe. You on mute.
I'm muted. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. Shout out to everybody joining us tonight. I see YouTube checking in. I see Facebook checking in. Let's say drop a comment. Let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know who you are, so we know what it is. As always, we appreciate you guys holding us down and supporting the platform every Wednesday night. All right, let's see what we got in the building. JU in the building. He said hello, sending much love, peace, and respect. JU Griffin, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you holding us down, supporting us on the platform, doing the thing, helping us grow this thing, man. We appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. See Donovan in the building. He said hello and happy April 10th. Oh, he done switched it up on us. Okay, shout out to April 10th. Appreciate you holding us down, man. Appreciate you holding us down. All right, let me do this real quick while it is on the top of my mind here. All right, so here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge, your Apple device. I said if you're coming through Apple device, you got to use Safari to join us on the panel. I said we always encourage folks to join us on the panel. You have the ability to keep your camera off if you choose, but we always encourage you to keep it on, right? First of all, we want to see you, and two, let's just say one a little bit of that typing for those comments that get dropped. In addition to right here on the screen or the feed, we have this in all the chat feeds. So you can catch it at the Candid Convos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can shoot me a message at Quay Price on Facebook. I'll send it to you directly. We'll lead us up here for a little bit as we get into the conversation. But yeah, just let us know if you need the link, if you ain't scared to join us up here on the panel. All right, man. Got to get through this housekeeping. Everybody who's watching right now, see, we got a chunk of folks on right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us. If you're watching the show right now, if you enjoy the content. Also, if you feel so inclined, hit that share as well. Like I said, we want to get this content out to as many of our people as possible. Because, man, we're trying to change the game. Yeah, we're trying to change some mindsets. We're trying to change our trajectory as a people. So, yeah, we need all the shares and likes that we can get. You know, somebody told me, I think that was last week, they mentioned that it was hard to find us. Yep, and what that tells me is, like I said, we don't get enough likes on the content and enough shares on the content. So, yeah, do us that favor and hit that like button and hit that share button as well. Facebook and YouTube, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button for us. All right. Yeah, we don't want to be hard to find. Definitely don't want to be hard to find. Okay. I don't know, Chloe, you want to get right on into this?
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, we ain't going to make this no long night. We're going to get right into this. Yeah, I think everybody got links to everything. I think I sent links out to everybody. So, yeah, if you're trying to join us, if you ain't got the link, let me know. I'll get it to you. But I think everybody got links. All right. So let's get into this conversation. A topic for tonight. This is why you're single. Stop lying on God. And that's a hitter right there. Let me run that back one more time. Topic for the night. This is why you're single. Stop lying on God. I don't know. I guess we about to go there tonight. Okay. Well, we got a couple videos. So essentially it's a couple cuts from a full podcast episode. Shout out to, if I got the name right, the Unqualified AF podcast. Shout out to them. This is actually an awesome conversation they was having. A lot of great points. I tried to cut out some key things. But yeah, they was going the whole episode on this one. So shout out to them. We got a couple more comments. Let's see. Vince said, hey, y'all, what's going on, Vince? Appreciate you, brother. Oh, you say you hopping on in a minute. Okay, no doubt. Yeah, hop on when you're ready, man. All right, so we're going to go and hit this first video, and then we're going to go on and get into this conversation.
They don't have to be Cardi B, anyone.
Example of a modern one,
Yeah, just
so we can get into the topic.
Jennifer, everybody that's doing what modern day women do, y'all making y'all own money from the comments, y'all putting your own self on your own, taking your own trips, you funding your own lifestyle, you all about the gym, your brand in these books, right? Your body.
So let me say this.
So that's the modern day woman.
So for me, because we're speaking out about what you just said, I am someone who obviously makes my own money. I go to the gym, I'm in my books, I have a business, I do my own thing. And within doing my own thing, I have found a way to feel good alone, but that does not mean that I don't want or need a man. I definitely feel like I have the qualities and the traits of a wife. I feel like I'm very nurturing, and I feel like I love to have a man. I also feel like because my gift and the things that I'm meant to do on this earth are very, very big, that God is just holding off for a minute until I get my man, because he's like, if I give you him now, you're going to pour everything you have into him when you need to help the world. So that's why I'm not
Stop lying on God. God ain't never said no shit like that. God told you to fix your insecurities. He ain't never told you not getting no man because you got so much to give the world. And that's why God ain't. Stop lying on my God. God says you are insecure. You're going to stress a man out. And you play a lot of games.
When am I insecure? I have got so secure in my motherfucking self. I wish a nigga would step to me, motherfucker.
When?
Recent. And have I not?
Recently you just got secure.
In the last?
Wait, Paul, go ahead. Wait. So.
Fuck you.
Wait,
Go.
You recently stopped being insecure, correct?
Yeah.
What time span? 6 months, 3 months? No. I'm asking a question.
No.
Wait, let me ask this question. In the last 6 months, the last 3 months, just narrow it. Give me a gap. And what space did you stop being insecure?
Listen.
Answer that.
No, because I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm not insecure until I get a reason to feel insecure about my relationship.
That is valid.
So I'm not just a naturally insecure woman. No, I'm chilling. A nigga could do him. Any man that I've ever been with can attest to that. But then when you start giving me reasons, I should walk away, but I don't. That's the problem. But yes, have I had insecurities in relationships? I will never sit here and tell you that I haven't been insecure in relationships. I have. And that is an inner problem.
Been there. But what I'm trying to say is, because I'm sick of women lying on God. God told me to do this.
Stop trying to say I'm lying on my God.
You are lying.
No, I'm not.
All right, then let me ask you a question.
What?
And give me the buffer. You stopped being insecure in the last, 3 months, 6 months, for just pick a time window.
What am I telling you? I told you I'm not insecure. I got insecure in relationships. I'm not just a naturally insecure.
So when did it stop? You said you used to be, but you not no more. When did it stop?
I was insecure when I was in my last relationship.
All right, so how long ago has that stopped?
Whatever, like a year.
A year. So you saying in this year, God told you got enough to give the world, so he ain't giving you no man? No, he did not tell you that.
I didn't say he's not giving me no man.
All right.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening to what you're saying. Before we start out with this bullshit, I'm not about to let you lie on, none of y'all ladies lie on God. God wants you, he ain't never said, God withhold my man. No, you withholding your man with your attitude, your inability to be your inability to be in touch with your femininity.
I know you're not talking to me though, because I don't have a bad attitude. Yes, I seem like I do right now. But at the same time,
I was like, ma'am.
As she's attacking me.
As she, what?
Listen,
right.
I know. You're not about to dog walk me on this podcast.
Now, what did God tell you?
A bad picture about me.
All right, now what did God tell you?
You six for real.
No,
the truth is, listen to what I'm saying.
What did God tell you?
This is playing out quite funny.
No, what did God tell you while you yelling?
Let me talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Talk. Seriously, this is.
Okay. Topic for the night. This is why you're single. Stop lying on God. Okay. So that's video number 1 right there.
Ooh.
Let me shout a couple folks out. I seen a couple folks pop up. Shout out Shantae in the building. She said, "Hey y'all, what's going on? Tay, we appreciate you joining us tonight."
Girl, hey, where you at?
Right. Shantae,
have you it?
Shout out to Kenyatta. She said, "Hey everyone, what's going on, Kenyatta? We appreciate you joining us tonight as well." Man, shout out to Valencia in the building. She said that was a lot.
Tag, you it? Come on. You need to on this conversation too.
No, that was a lot, Val. That was a lot. Yeah. She said she ain't had no bad attitude. I don't know
what I just watched.
Shout out to Donovan. He said very unattractive to say the least. Shantae said send it. Okay, I'm gonna send that to you, Shantae. I'm gonna send that to you. Hold on. Let me get Shantae this link real quick. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Yeah, let me get her this real quick. She said shoot it to her. I'm gonna shoot it to her. All right. I just sent that. To you. Let's see. Well, I had a couple coming in.
They're coming in hot.
Yeah, they are. They are. Hold on. I got a couple feeds. John the Baptist, you got 2 feeds coming in, man. Which one is you? Oh, okay, there you go. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I just got a little plethora of fellas just got in. Okay. All right, let's see. J.U. Griffin said accountability is like kryptonite. No doubt. We know that accountability is like kryptonite. Okay. All right. So once again, everybody watching right now, do us a favor, hit that like button. Okay. So yeah, we talking. This is why you're single. Stop lying on God. Let's shout out to everybody who just joined the panel. Vince is up here, Joe's up here, John the Baptist is up here. Okay, so let's get into this, right? So I saw this video, and it it just hit, right? Because this is something that I see personally a lot, in the content that I see out here. I think that's Tay. Okay. What's going on, Tay?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right, cool.
Hey, Bess. Hey, Carl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
All right, I think that's everybody right there. I think we'll let John if he come back. Okay, but yeah, so I saw this video because I said I see a lot of this content, and this is something that I hear a lot, right? So we always make this reference to God. So mute for a second for me, y'all. Tay, I think you got a little background noise or something coming.
Oh yeah, where the mute at? Hold on.
All right, cool. There you go. Hold on. Let me take this off your screen real quick. All right. So yeah, so this is something I hear a lot, right? So I hear a lot of situations where folks are making this reference to God, right? So, you know, in this young lady's position, she's saying that God is isolating her until she's ready for a man or some stuff, however she said it. But I hear this all the time. I hear ladies say that they're going to sit back and God just going to drop this man in their lap. And, you know, I hear all type of stuff, right? So we make a lot of references to God and what God going to do. And I've even heard people use it to the point of, you know, the reason why their relationship didn't work. When they talk about, you know, God didn't want me to be with this person. So I hear it all. So, yeah, I wanted to have this conversation because I want to understand, one, what's behind it, where it's coming from, and two, ultimately, I want to understand if it's just an excuse. So, yeah, I'm going to come straight to the panel. Drop a comment. Anybody in the comments, drop a comment. Let me know what you think on a particular topic. So I'm going to go to Chloe, Vince, Tay. And let me just do this real quick. I'm going to say this, too. You know, we had some feedback come in. So we're going to try to keep the comments. Essentially, we don't want to let them get long-winded, right? I'll put it that way. So go ahead and drop your jewels, and you know what I'm saying, and we'll keep it moving. Like I said, I know got some feedback around, you know, how long the comments go, right? Which I understand that. So we just don't want them to drag out, if you will, right? But yeah, let me come to the panel. So what y'all think about this? The guy referenced what the young lady was saying in the video. I mean, was she clowning? Was my man? Was he on point? Was he off point? What y'all see? So anybody can go. Just come off mute and say what you want to say. I think that's Chloe. You off? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I you know, just keeping it short and sweet. I think it was really interesting how she was so, like Kenyatta said, she was so defensive and so aggressive, and then said, "Oh, but God says I have so much to give the world." And I mean, no, listen, I'm not gonna attack this young woman because really, I'm just gonna use her as a case study, right? She's just representative of a group of individuals, not just her in particular, because I don't know her, obviously, right? But how can we say on one side of our lips that God is, you know, he's using us for this and he wants us to do these things and we have all these great things he wants to use us to do, but then you can't even be called out about a bad personality trait and you would be able to accept that feedback? Because if you're doing that to this man, right, just sitting in front of you, having a conversation with you, you have him on the podcast, this is you guys' show, he can't even call you to the mat. He can't call you to the front of the congregation. But God's using you in some way that he wants to sit you to the side and isolate you so you don't need to be with a man right now. I don't think that sometimes people understand what they sound like when they say these things. It's nonsense. God can't be using you. How can he use you? You can't take direction from this man sitting right next to you. That's your dude. How you take a direction from God, though? I'm supposed to believe that? And the last point I'll make before I pass the mic, y'all, I don't forget what I was going to say. But for real, God did not promise. He promised no one a spouse. He has promised none of us a spouse, right? So like, let's just take this off the table. Nowhere, since y'all always like to throw the Bible in people's faces, and show me the scripture. Show me the scripture where he said he promised every single person a spouse. Show me that. Because that's nowhere in the Bible. So while y'all running around talking about something, he gonna send me my man, he gonna send me my spouse, he gonna send me. He didn't promise y'all. He promised no one that everybody was gonna be married, that everybody was gonna have a spouse. He did not promise that. So while y'all walking around talking about something, I'm just waiting for God to send me a man. What if he ain't gonna send you one? I'll land.
Okay, we appreciate that right there. Vince or Tay, y'all want to say anything? You just come off mute and say what you want to say.
Well, first I want to say hola.
What's up, man?
Back from Cancun. The baby turned 1 last Thursday. Spent his first birthday in Mexico.
Good stuff. Congratulations.
So we had a lovely time, me, the wife, and the babies. You know if y'all seen the pics. But I had this conversation a lot with ladies, especially the ladies who are over a certain age. and they done did their thing in these streets, and now they want to get back in church and be saved. And the pastor done told them, God gonna send you somebody. Just wait on the Lord. Ain't told them, change your attitude. Get up under some real scripture. Just told them that God gonna send you somebody. I had this one lady told me, pastor told her she gonna be married in 6 months, and that was 1.5 years ago. She ain't even got a boyfriend.
Mm.
And what it is too is that God is all the only thing they got left. Jesus is their husband.
Mm.
Jesus their man. Because they're not gonna listen to him.
Okay. Wait. Oh man. I knew you was about to set it off, man. Let me come over here. You want to say anything, Tay? You good?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
So only the truth kind of roll off your tongue, and that's why they was catching her stutter stepping, because she was on some bull. And like Chloe said, you never was promised anything. It say find this. It don't say I'm gonna give you. And I think that like Vince said, when they don't have nobody else to blame while they single and they don't want to take accountability, then they be like, yeah, because she sounded like she was a superhero or something. Like, God, let me save the world. I don't need no man. Like, wait, what? And I think that these women want to live a soft life. Okay. And they think they are living a soft life by providing all of these things for them. You are not living a soft life. You are providing for yourself. Living a soft life that's what it is. It's living a soft life when you have a partner where you guys can tackle stuff financially. So that's living a softer life, when you can take care of yourself, but then he alleviates some things, and maybe you can save that money that you was paying that particular bill with or something. That's a soft life. So they try to live this life, like he said, take themselves out to eat, do all of that. They try to live this lifestyle of you know of the world, I guess, with this whole little, I don't know what it is, girl. But yeah, she was very offensive because only a hit dog holler, and she was hollering because he hit too deep. And then and sometimes you have to ask yourself, if men keep doing the same thing to you, why? If you're such a great woman, and I'm not saying great women don't get cheated on.
Right.
But if you're such a great woman and you're providing that emotional, physical, and then y'all best friends plus that, you kind of don't need nobody else. I'm not saying you don't need nobody else, but it's like, So that's my take on it. She lying.
Okay. Now I hear that. I appreciate that. So let me ask a question, because I said you just said something, Tay, that I think is important. So you said that essentially the word says findeth, right? So this is the man finding the good thing, right? So or essentially he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? So why does it come off, or why does it seem like, because I said, once again, I hear these references to God all the time. So it's typically in a scenario like the young lady just said, or it's the scenario of, God just gonna drop this man in my lap. I'm just gonna wait and he just gonna show up. Sometimes I wonder, y'all give me your opinion. Well, actually, Tay, I want you to give me your opinion on this. Sometimes I wonder, do we realize that there's something that we should be doing in order for that to happen? Like, I get the concept, right? So this man is going to find you, but as a young lady, do young ladies understand that there's something they're supposed to be doing in order for that to happen? Like, do they understand that there's some preparation that they should be going through, that there's some, go ahead, Tay. Go ahead. Tell me what it is.
No. Okay, so a small thing, and it's small. Fixing your credit. You're supposed to be fixing your credit while you don't have a significant other or whatever. You're getting yourself together, because any man that's anybody, they are going to care about that. They might not ask right out, but they can tell just by the things you might have in your name. Or what I like to do when I was a single person, if I knew their birthday and I looked at their tags and their tags wasn't their birthday month, that means this car not in your name. So why this car not in your name? You know what I mean? Like, so it's just the smallest thing. So if they don't think about something that little, you think they think about anything else as far as fixing their attitude, something that you got to take accountability for? Please, no.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious. Let's say, because I get the sense that it's a mindset. Like I said, I'm just gonna sit here, and this dude is just gonna. He just gonna come out of nowhere and be like, "I want her right there," and I'm like, do we realize that that's not how that works? Like, do we realize that even for a man, right? So he got to go through a process before he can even get to the point where he can go around and start pointing at possible wives. Yeah, he got to go get his money up. To your point, Tay, he got to get his credit together. He got to have some investment game popping. He got to have somewhere to stay, or if they're gonna do a joint house situation, whatever it is. But he's got some preparation he got to go through before he can even get out here and be respected as a wife finder. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering if, well, to your point, it's not happening. But I was just wondering if that's something that the women consider when they take on this mindset that I'm going to sit back and God just going to drop this dude in my lap, like I'm worthy of this dude. And they've done no preparation for that dude to arrive. So, yeah, I just wanted to present that question real quick. Let me get a couple of these comments real fast, and I'm going to come back to the panel. I'm going to come back to you, Vince. I saw you come off. Donovan said humble and humility. Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. That's on. Let's see. Donovan also said respectful and respectable. Yes, that's all part of that preparation. Yeah, just getting yourself together. Like I said, Tay just mentioned something just as small as some credit and getting your credit. Once again, preparing yourself to come into that relationship debt free. See, those are those preparation pieces. And I said there's more to it, but those things are important. And that basically puts you in a good spot. So when that dude does come along because he sees something, then you ready to roll. Yep, you ain't got to come in with all this baggage. You done took care of that stuff before he even came. Let's see. J.U. Griffin said many young ladies want the payout but refuse to make the initial investment. No, I give you that. I give you that right there. No, there's some validity there. Let's see. Donovan, effective when communicating. Yeah, see, you talking about them traits, Donovan. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's part of that preparation right there. Let's see. Kenyatta said, I don't think a lot of women really want to be in relationships. So let me. Okay, hold this comment. I'm gonna come back to that, Kenyatta. Hold that. See, Donovan said, gentle yet firm with purpose. Okay, appreciate that right there. Let me go up to Vince. I saw you come off, man. Go ahead, Vince.
I think the problem is too, when you get over a certain age, I'm gonna say maybe 35, you have to understand you got to treat a relationship like a job. Okay. They said faith without works is dead. I talk to so many ladies. I said, well, I don't like to go out. Oh, I don't like to do this. Or I don't like to do that. Well, how are you gonna be seen? It's different when you're younger. You in college. You in the streets when you're younger. But you over 35, you working and going home. Oh, well, I'm not ready to date right now. I'm just gonna self decide. Well, what you waiting for? Just like a group of us were going on a cruise, and I've been on a lot of cruises. I was like, that's a good place to meet single people, because a lot of single people go on cruises. Families, this, oh well, I don't wanna be around that environment. I said, well, how glad he gonna find you up under a rock or something? I don't understand these ladies. I'm like, you gotta treat this. You gotta treat, especially the type of man you want. Nah, you can find a dude at the gas station willing to pump your gas, but you don't want him. You want the executive. I said, you got to be out there so you can be found. You got to treat this like the job you want. They don't want to work. They don't want. They feel like they're going to sit in the corner somewhere and somebody going to find them up under a rock at 5 o'clock in the evening. I had this one lady, oh, I don't go out after 10 o'clock. because they so concerned about what saved people are going to think. I said, them same people, church ain't like it used to be. They just keep it real. Them same people in the club just like you in the club. Them same people shacking up and sitting on the front row just like you sitting on the front row. So let's just stop acting like you got this thing that you gotta. Come on now. But I truly believe they don't want to work. They done got to church and the pastor done told them to sit there and wait with your 35-year-old overweight, 3-4 kids, 3-4 different baby daddies, bad credit. And you feel like you gotta work now, sister. That's just like a dude. Come on now. You can't date if you broke. Not for real. It's the same thing. But sister, I'm just gonna wait on the Lord.
Oh man. Oh Vince, you know you don't be holding nothing back. Let me check in with Joe real fast. Joe, you there, man? Can you hear us, Joe? Check your audio, Joe. We can't hear you, man. If you're trying to say something, I can't hear you. Let me get this comment real quick. Let's see. Donovan said that'll pop up. Donovan said, folks don't visit where the type of single person they desire is. Yeah, no, that's true as well, Donovan. I don't know. It almost come off like lazy love, like somebody you just gonna be lazy, and you think somebody just about to put you on. Is that you, Joe?
Yeah, that was me.
All right, I can hear you, man. You want to say something, man?
Oh, no, I'll let you finish. You was rolling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it almost just seems like lazy love. Like I said, folks just want to sit back, and it's like it's just gonna fall into your lap. And I'm like, what in life or where in life does it work that way? Yeah, because this is my question, right? It's my question. We got preparation, or we do preparation for just about everything in life. So we say we want to get a house, right? So we start working on credit, saving up a down payment. Like we start doing stuff in preparation. You know what I'm saying? We say we want a new job. So you go polish up the resume, change a couple words around, make yourself look a little better. Go grab some templates off of Google. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you do preparation to get a job, but then it's like when it comes to a relationship and somebody who's going to be your companion, hopefully for the rest of your life, then it's like, then all of a sudden you want to get lazy. Y'all don't understand that. Yeah, we invest more energy into, like I said, getting material things, cars, houses, jobs, you name it. But then when it comes to something as serious as a relationship, something that can possibly affect your life for the rest of your life, then it's like we want to get lazy and sit back and think it's just going to fall into our lap. Yep. And then two, I'm confused with that mindset in general, because I'm like, we already know there's more appreciation around something that you had to work for. Something, you know what I'm saying? Something that you had to put some effort in. That's why you see folks out here, you know, they done saved up all their money and then bought their classic car. They waxing on that thing every other day, slow driving that thing, trying to let everybody see them in that thing because they done put something and invested into that car. So then it's like, why would you even want a relationship where you just sitting back and something just fall in your lap? Is that even going to be worth it? So I don't know. I got questions, man. Let me go to Joe, man, and I'm gonna play another video. It was a couple of them out of that podcast I got to play. You want to say something on this, Joe?
Yeah, I like what Tay said earlier. The very first thing she said was, "He who findeth a good thing," and what he did was called her out, and he's shown a light on how she's not the good thing, and that's not a very comfortable. Well, see, as men, I feel like we're used to being told you're no good, or you need to get your ish together, or you ain't a real man if you ain't doing this and that. And most of us who don't have too big of an ego, we go like, damn, yeah, I should get myself together. We don't take it. It might hurt, it'll sting, but we're not going to lash out and do what she did. It's like, it's not that she can't improve on that. It's not that she can work on that, but he was showing her truthfully, you got a lot more work to do than you think you do. Super lady, super woman, Wonder Woman, whatever you want to call yourself in the world, saving the world and, I don't know, feeding starving kids, whatever she thinks you want to do. Okay, it's a nice little fantasy. But first, you should take care of yourself in your own home if you say you want a husband. But then there's this whole thing where, as Vince put it earlier, you want Jesus is my man, God is my daddy, and all these other things. I'm like, okay, well, then be single. I guess marry him. Oh yeah, well, Jesus is the church, and you marry the church and the bride and bridegroom. I say, okay, look, you clearly don't want to be involved with a human being. You want to be you want to have this supernatural relationship with a being that doesn't exist or is yet to come and all this other stuff. In scripture light, it's just confusing. As men, we don't have time to do all that and to play those type of games. We don't wax poetics about what a woman should be, and I'm waiting for the right girl to come along. And if I see her out, no, we go out and we get what we want. And a woman should just prepare for the man who sees what he wants. But we know her when we see her. And every time I've seen a woman and I go, oh, that's a wife, even if it's not for me personally, she turns out to be a great wife. It's something that you notice and you can sense very quickly. And then you kind of ascertain the qualities of a woman, but it's something we feel innately. And it's hard to even describe what that is. And she didn't have it. And a lot of women in church who think they got it don't. So what they say is, I'm waiting for my man that God sent for me to come to me. But we'll gravitate towards you if you are it, if you are who you say you are. And a lot of times these type of women won't even say those things. They will not say, I'm waiting for my king, my prince of charm, I'm waiting for God to send this to me. They won't do that. They'll just kind of do their thing, be feminine, not talk like I'm talking right now, and just kind of chill and just read the Bible. They'll pray. They'll do all the things behind the scenes that we won't see as men, but we'll gravitate and say, oh, you don't have to tell me that you are a Proverbs 21 woman. You will show those qualities about yourself. And that's all he did was expose it. And like Chloe said earlier, it's not so much an attack against her, but it's literally the mindset of a lot of women that I've seen going to these churches, particularly, and I've only been to black churches. It's that mindset. I'm waiting for, and you got men sitting right next to you, single man too, but they're not good enough for you. You want the guy who's the high power CEO, like Ben said, the guy that is an executive, like Ben said, the guy who is a lawyer and a pastor in some cases, who's married in a lot of cases. You don't want the guy that's single next to you who might have a little bit of a pot belly, who has a good job. He's a constructor worker. He might be a garbage man, truck driver. You don't want that guy. You want someone that I come in, who you've never met a day in your life, who looks the part. You don't know me, Adam from Eve, no pun intended. You should get with the guy that's been with you, that's been praying with you the whole time, that you've been searching for this man. He's right there in front of you. No, you want the guy, you want the man that you want. It's not who God sent you, because who God sent you may not be the man you want initially, but you'll reject that man.
Right. Let me interject right quick, man. Because I said actually we getting some comments coming through around what you're talking about right now. Let me get some of these in here, Joe. Let's see, Jennifer Washington. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us tonight. See, she coming in through Facebook. She said, so should I go to church to find a decent husband? She said, I've been praying for 30 years. LOL. Okay. Hold that right there. She dropped a couple. She also said, man, I don't. I want a decent man that's nice and makes me happy. Okay, Jennifer. Let's see. She got one more. She said, I love me a regular man. Let's see. They care more. Okay. So let me circle back. She dropped the triple thread on us real quick. Oh, well, she dropped another one. She said, thank you. So she dropped a couple in there. So let me go back to original right here. She said, should she go to church to find a decent husband? She's been praying for 30 years. I don't know. I'm going to put this, trying to see. I'm put this to Chloe right here. Put you on the spot. Chloe, so what's your response to Jennifer Washington right now in this statement right here?
So maybe this is unpopular opinion, but she's not the one who should be finding. She's the one who needs to be found.
Okay.
What we've been talking about so far is just a woman positioning herself to be ready for this man that's looking for a good thing, right? He's looking for the good thing. And you are just positioning yourself. So it's not that you're finding, like you're going on searching. It's more so that, yeah, you do want to make yourself available. You want men to know that, you know, you are someone who is interested, right, in being in a relationship. And there's ways that you can do that respectfully. I don't think that some things that I'm saying, being loud and being aggressive, I don't think that's the move, because that's more of a turnoff for men from what I hear. But I think you definitely need to present yourself as someone who is interested. And just like kind of like what J.U. Griffin, not that Jennifer is saying this because she did not,
Right.
but just like J.U. Griffin is saying, like, a woman going around acting like she doesn't need a man, presenting herself like she doesn't need a man, saying things like I don't need a man, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that. You know, that's definitely not positioning yourself for a man to feel like he's found a good thing. So it's not really that you have to go to church, although you may be able to meet some nice gentlemen at church. But I don't think that's like a prerequisite. Like, you know, I'm not saying that, but no, I think the major key is, as women, we do have to position ourselves to be ready for that man when he comes our way. And yes, that does mean you're gonna have to leave the house. You're gonna have to leave the house. You can't, you know, I don't think they mail order the, I mean, they used to do mail order brides, but I don't think that's really what you want. So yeah, you are going to have to leave the house and present yourself as someone who is a good thing so that you can be found. I mean, Joe just said, you know, guys are pretty intuitive. I think that we like to say they're not emotionally intelligent, and we like to say they don't know what they want or they don't know how to pick, but I actually think that that's not true. The type of man that we want, ladies, the ones that we want, they know what they want, and they know how to find us. We just have to be ready for them when they arrive. And I think what's happening is they're crossing our path and we're not ready. They're crossing our path and we're looking less than desirable. And I think that's what's happening.
Let me
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead. Then I'm gonna circle back to a comment.
My bad. Go ahead, Ben.
I'm gonna tell her where you can meet some decent men. Find your closest, nicest gym, a Lifetime, maybe Planet Fitness. I'm talking about in the nicer areas, Bloomfield, Southfield, even.
In Detroit, okay.
Go in the morning, early, because most executive men work out in the mornings, early, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, or go in the evening, 6, 7. Wear something nice, not too revealing. And you know what you can do? Start smiling. Start being pleasant to every man you see. Go to the market, a nicer market, a Whole Foods, a Whole Market, a Plum Market.
Yeah.
On a nice Friday evening. A lot of single men in Plum Market. Out there on Orchard Lake. I don't know if you're from Michigan, but I'm telling you, that's where some single men are. You know, and there's a lot of married men, there's a lot of men that got somebody, but it's a game of numbers now. You got to put yourself in a position where the men are that you want. So I'm going to say definitely the gym, and working out is a good thing. I don't know if you work out or not, but that'll get you in shape.
That's key.
You know, church ain't going to get you in shape.
Oh, that's key.
Church is for the sick.
So wait, hold on.
Everybody stop that.
Church is for the sick.
Man, hold on, Vince. You over here. Wait.
In the church, oh my God.
We are sick.
They slicksters. Some single men in church is slicksters. Them the worst men you can get. Oh, baby, the Lord told me that you was going to be my wife.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And you thinking, oh, he in church. He love the Lord.
Okay, hold on.
Your best bet is the gym, Target, the market, Costco, Home Depot. Do it like you're going to the club. Have every Friday go somewhere. I'm going to hit Costco at 7 o'clock. I'm going to wear something nice, have my hair done. Don't be in your bonnet, and smile.
Don't be in your bonnet. Okay.
It might even be a man in there that's got a woman, but you so nice and you so pleasant. He'll say, you know what? I got a friend. I need for you to be back here next Friday at 7 o'clock. I'm going to have him come up here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me Oh, let's hit them some good points, Vince. So let me grab something. Because some comments came in. I think this is another issue. So I got questions about this. So Jennifer dropped a comment. She said, I get that I'm too nice. She said, I give my all in the beginning. I love men. I never felt like I didn't need one. Okay, so hold that right there. So then Valencia dropped a comment. Shout out to V. She said that might be something to work on, not giving your all in the beginning and figuring out why you do that. So let me touch this because I feel like this is an issue. So let me go to the panel. We got Tay and we got Chloe on the panel. She just hopped off, but we got Tay right now. Well, we got Chloe back. Okay, so that's my question. I've heard this type of stuff before too. Should a lady give her all in the beginning of the relationship? So I'm going straight to Chloe and Tay right out the gate. So what do y'all say? Should a lady give her all in the beginning of the relationship?
So I guess I might need to know what she considers her all, because that might be different from woman to woman. But just speaking in general terms, right? That's right, Donovan. Define all. Like, what does that mean? I do think that a woman should put her best. I think she should give her best, right? I don't know if give your all. Like, so if you mean she should surrender completely to this man, like as if he's her husband and she's completely submitted to him in that sense, then no, because he has not really earned that title and you haven't earned that title for him. Like, so I don't think we should be treating each other like we're husbands and wives when we're not husbands and wives, in the sense that there are things that you do differently when you cross over. I know people like to say it's not different, especially if you're living with somebody. Oh, it's not different. It's not different. It is different. It's different when that man becomes your husband and you become his wife. It is definitely different. It does not matter if you've been living together. It hit different. It gives something very different. Okay. But as a woman, you do want to put your best foot forward, because you do want him also to know, I mean, let's be honest, to know what he's getting. And as a man, he should be doing the same for you. You guys are, because we shouldn't be dating anyway, we should be courting. So he's getting to know you on that level, you're getting to know him. So I think you put your best foot forward. I do not, however, believe you put him in a position to be your all and your everything, because he has not earned that yet. And neither have you.
Interesting. Go ahead, Tay. I see you ready to come off. Go ahead, Tay. What you say?
So, might be unpopular. This is why I am a firm believer in single people having a roster. You're giving this man your all because he all you got. So,
wow.
If you had more than one, you're dating. I mean, you're courting. So different gentlemen can court you. Society got it so messed up when you dating more than one man, you have to, or not dating or being courted by more than one man, you have to be having sex, and you don't have to catch anybody's courting. Okay. I think I am a nurturer. I'm definitely aggressive, and I'm okay with that. But I am a nurturer. I'm a Cancer. But it's a fine line I had to learn. And it just came with age. Like that lady said, like, she's nurturing, but it's one thing to be nurturing, it's another thing to be acting like that man mama. So I think that people need to understand that people need to understand that sometimes, just like if you only got one pair of white shoes, of course, anytime you wear an outfit that need white shoes, you're going to wear that one pair. But if you got several pairs of white shoes, guess what? That one pair of white shoes stay whiter just a little bit longer. And you don't essentially need that person's company all the time. You don't have to pick up the phone and text him all day, because guess what? You got Ricky, Ronnie, and Mike behind you, you know what I'm saying, still beating down your phone just like he is. So you really got to allocate your time. So you really can't focus on one or give your all to one if you are, because at the end of the day, that's almost like you being faithful to one person and you're single. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. So when you say give your all, I just feel like sometimes people give their all because that's the only person that they have.
Okay.
Now, can I who you want to?
Hold on.
I want to hear Chloe. Go ahead, Chloe.
I see her head, Vince, ready to go.
Yeah, so I agree with some of the things that Tay said, but I kind of don't with some others, right? Like, I think if you're dating, then everything that she said applies.
Mhm.
I think if you're courting, it doesn't, because courting is different than dating.
Okay,
Courting
so
means
yeah, what's the difference? Maybe I was saying the wrong word at the wrong time.
yeah, courting is like when you're dating somebody with intention. So you're dating that person because you see this person
Okay, yep. So I
as your
said it backwards.
spouse. Yeah. Okay. So then, in that case, if you're dating, then yeah, I don't agree with the roster. I'm gonna say that. But if you're dating, like you're dating, then I guess that's the definition of dating. You dating people, like you're dating this person, you dating that person.
But do you have single friends? You've been married for so long.
Do I have single friends?
Yes.
I have single people around me. I wouldn't call them friends, but I have single people around me.
Okay. So you heard how hard it is. You just haven't heard like the heartbreak, like your homegirl calling you crying because a man
No,
didn't
I
did this, that.
no, I mean, there are some single people who are close to me who I have unfortunately been, around for their, their mishaps and relationships. So yeah, I can get that. But we're talking about the way we're doing it, right? But we're also pointing out ways we can do it better, right? That's the whole point, right? So if you're dating multiple people, you're not going to be able to give your all anyway. And I honestly don't think you're going to be able to give your best either. You can't give your best if you're dating multiple people. You're not. I wouldn't recommend, if you actually are serious about finding somebody, dating multiple people, because that could really mess up your chances with the person that you really are truly interested in. Because a lot of times we date multiple people because we really not checking for neither one of them that much. They all just so.
But in my time,
I'd rather. If I'm suggesting something to somebody, if I'm giving them advice, then I would say I'd rather you find a guy. Like, there was a comment that said, "Don't give your all to a dude that's not worth it." Navy man.
Yeah, the wrong guy.
Don't do it. I agree. Like, if he's the right guy, and Kevin, if he's the right guy, then you can do that. I mean, I wouldn't say give your all, but I would say give your best. Give your best. I'm not saying that you treat this man like he's your husband before you put a ring on your finger. You have to be careful doing that to every guy you meet. The guy does have to be worthy, just like you have to be worthy of his time and his attention as well. But I don't know. I think the whole roster thing, once a dude find out you got a roster, and you might actually be feeling that dude. If he found out you got a roster, you just might as well go ahead on call it a wrap at that point.
So I am a person who is honest about my roster, and me being honest about my roster brings out the people who have intentions for me, and that and so the guy that I'm dating. The guy that I'm dating now, he knew that it might not have even been a roster. It might have been two other people that didn't mean anything to me, as he didn't mean anything to me at the time. He understood that I had these other two guys, but he came to me like, "Hey, Shantae, I'm trying to do this, that, and the other." So therefore, I understood his intentions and I agreed with his intentions, and therefore I cut my little people off. But if those other two guys wanted to be serious with me and they knew that I was actively dating other people, then they would have came to me just like my boyfriend came to me and was letting me know, "Hey, I want to date you with these intentions." Those other guys, I might have would have wasted my time on them. And then when you're a certain age, when you kick it with somebody, because sometimes only time will tell what type of person, because everything that glitter ain't gold. So when they come around and they got their best foot forward, and then 6 months to a year later, you find out he ain't talking about nothing for real, you done wasted a whole year with this man. You know what I mean? So
Why
I'm
you
not
need
saying
6
when I
months to
say
a
a
year
roster.
though? Tay?
You don't. Can I please? Can I please?
Oh, it don't take me a year. Oh no, I know how to read the bull. Oh no. It don't take me a year. I'm just saying, this is what I see people when they date one person at a time. They wait 6-7 months on that person and find out he not talking about nothing. Find out he got a wife. Sometimes people don't even know these men have wives until a year in the game.
They pick her off then.
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead, Vince. I know you ready. Go ahead.
Now I do have single friends. I haven't been married for 20. I've been married for 5 years. I've dated a lot. I've had y'all know my story. So I'm gonna say to the young lady, when you give your all, I think she means she's too accommodating. Like if a man call you, hey, I want to go out, I don't have no car, can you come pick me up? No. I don't date men who don't have cars. I don't care if it's in the shop. I don't care if you whatever. No, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't date you if you're living with your mama. I don't care what the situation is. Call me when call me when your situation change. I can't date you if you $100,000 behind in child support. I can't do that. And you can
But
get
what if
that
he say he don't date
first
single
week.
mothers?
Wait a minute. The first week, you should know what it is. But the problem is, y'all don't look for the right stuff, and we start having sex too quick, and then we get our feelings involved, and then we start saying, "Well, that's okay because you don't like that, because you don't like the ride."
That's it.
But if you're paying attention early, you know what it is. You know if a man loves his kids, his first conversation, if he got kids, should be about his kids. If he done dated you for 3-4 months, he ain't saying nothing about his kids, he don't care nothing for them. Oh, well, I ain't want to tell you about these kids because red flag. So I understand you might be too accommodating. You should have certain standards. Now, those are standards that you should have. You don't have a car, I'm sorry. We
That's true.
Sorry. You don't have a house or apartment or somewhere, I can't do nothing with you. You should have a certain ground level foundation for me to talk to you. So you might be too accommodating. Now, the roster thing, that don't work. Because when a real man come in, he's a Mercedes. And you telling me you gonna put me to the side for a couple Hondas? No, that don't work, boo. You got to give your all to me. When me and Remy started first dating, everybody was
you
gone.
up next, Jay.
Everybody was gone. In the first couple months, everybody was gone. And mine was gone too, when you intentional. And when you looking for a husband, and I was looking for a wife, she looking for a husband, you don't have to date 3, 4, 5 different people. But see, these guys are so, they so soft. Oh, ain't no way the woman gonna tell me I'm dating somebody else, and you want to date me? Me? Go on over there with Joe then. Let me see how that gets you. No, that ain't gonna work for that. That don't work for the type of guys that y'all want. See, y'all supposed to be dealing with these bums out here. They need y'all car. They need y'all to come live with them. They need y'all to help them with their kids. Y'all ain't used to no real man that's got intention. He got a goal. He got a purpose, and he stand on his word. And I know that's not the norm out here. So y'all gotta play around. Y'all gotta, I can't give my all to him. You'll know, if you really pay attention, you'll know everything you need to know about a man in the first 30 days. You'll know one thing, pay attention to the things that he says he loves and how he treats them. Not the things that you think he should love, the things he says he loves. If he loves his kids, you'll see in the first 30 days if he loves them kids. If he loves his mama, you'll see in the first 30 days. If he loves to work, you'll see in the first 30 days. So we need to start paying attention just with the man. If she giving them kids Doritos and Juicy Juices, she ain't about no cooking. If you go over there and it's drawers all up the steps and she got clothes on the couch she ain't folded up, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all go over to, I ain't had time to fold the clothes up. You wash them, you dry them, we take a couple minutes to fold them up. We don't pay attention. That's the problem.
No, I feel that. Let me go to Jay. Let me give him a chance.
School, I'll school you.
There it is. Let me go to Jay. Jay, you want to say something, man?
Yeah, women have certain standards for guys they don't find sexually attractive. Vaughn.
Yes. I feel that. That's true.
You got to understand that part. Because I have a family member, a cousin. He don't got no car, no job. He don't got shit. He don't even got a pot to piss in. But he can get women like it's nothing.
No doubt.
It's not a problem for him to get women.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I don't doubt that, man. Like I said, I know that there's a thing as women having different standards for the.
They got standard for guys they don't find sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
And they will settle for guys that they find sexually attracted.
Mm. And they hope that the guy that's sexually attracted
to busty, don't got shit going on.
Said Say that one more time. I didn't catch that last part. Say that one more time, Jay.
He can be broke, dusty, and got shit going on. But if that's that dude for her, then that's that dude.
Yeah. No, that's what I've heard that before. Go ahead, Chloe.
So I was gonna say, so taking that into consideration, right? Okay, so then should we be changing what we're saying, right? So basically, what we should be saying is y'all wouldn't feel like, and this is not a two tag girl, I ain't talking about you, but maybe y'all wouldn't feel like y'all need more than one man if you didn't waste your time on these dudes that maybe they excite you, but there's no substance. So y'all going after the dudes that excite you sexually, but there's no substance. And then you want to come back and say, what am I doing wrong?
And play victim.
You said they can't let
No,
go.
he said they play victim. After it don't go right. But let me ask this though, right? So
he's right.
I hear y'all points. Y'all making some valid points. So I got to go back to Tay on this real quick. So Tay, let me ask you this. So I know you saying that, you saying, you ain't putting it all out there up front. You know what I'm saying? You got a little roster situation going on. So it's a little bit. It's a little bit. But the fellas are essentially gonna step up and show you that they're intentional, right? And that's kind of helps you weed out, the dude who not worth your time or whatever, right? So let me ask this. Why is it a double standard? Yeah, why do the ladies want the men to show them what they made of up front? Yeah, they want to see if the man can pay for things. They want to see if the man can fix things. They want to see what he's providing, how he's like they want to see those duties from that man up front. But then essentially a lady will put herself in a position where she'll only give him a little bit until he quote unquote proves himself. What's up with the double standard? Or at least, do you feel like that's a double standard?
See, cause you know what? Cause I never be thinking about nobody. I'm not trying to say it like that, but I just be worried about myself. That's just that's my dating style, and I don't really do too much. Now, the only thing I might do is like cook a meal just to show like I know how to cook, but I don't auction myself off. I don't do that. You can see by the assets that I have, or you can tell by the conversation that I have, or you can tell certain stuff because that's how I pick up on stuff. You know what I mean? Just like trying to see if somebody got their own, early in the beginning before and some stuff that is serious, you don't really don't have a conversation about it until later on. You know, like I said several times here, money management is a thing to me. And sometimes you don't get to know people's money management until a year and a half in, because anytime you want, he has,
Right.
and you're being provided for, and you're never really thinking about the back end until you guys are one, or until you guys have finances together, and then you start seeing like, hold on, so you was robbing Peter to pay Paul this whole time. You know what I mean? And so that's only why I like to, because I am a nice person, but I don't auction myself off. Like I know Vince was saying about Remy. Remy didn't clean up her house before he came over. Her house probably was always clean. So she didn't have to auction herself off. You know what I mean? He came over to a clean house because it'd be clean anyway. So sometimes you don't, sometimes if you a certain person and you are confident in the person that you are, then you don't have to be like, yeah, and this and that, and after, like you say, in the first 30 days you could tell how he interacts with his family, or how he interacts with his coworkers, or whatever you looking for out of a man. you know um but me myself, I don't. But it is a double standard. It definitely is a double standard. But it's a lot of things in life are double standard, especially when it comes to men and women. Especially when it comes to men and women, the whole providing thing and the whole thing. And I think that providing word mess up women's psyche, because that's why they be after the men with certain amount of money. Then you start looking like a gold digger.
Right.
And then so I think that word trickled down a couple people wrong, just wrong. So now they just out here, not saying deaf, dumb, and blind, but they just out here kind of lost in the sauce, because the dating ain't getting no better. So
yeah, no, I appreciate that. And listen, the reason why I asked that question is because yeah, let's say everybody watching right now. Let's see, we got a lot of folks on here right now. Hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us if you're watching right now. The reason I asked that question is I'm kind of tying it to the point I made earlier, where we have all these things in life that we make preparations for in order to achieve them. If it be purchasing a car, home, and so forth, right? But then when it comes to relationships, then we don't want to do the same. We don't want to do the same level of preparation. And I feel like this is another one of those situations, right? So we will go around and we will, it's not directly at you, Tay, but we will go around, speaking in general, we will go around and we will make statements or make quotes like, your first impression is your lasting impression. But then we'll go into a relationship and we'll want to hold back in those initial stages. So I'm like, if we're saying to ourselves, your first impression is the lasting impression. So essentially you get one time to show what you're made of. But then when it comes to relationships, we want to kind of withhold until this person, we almost put the conditional thing on it. We want to withhold what we made of until this person shows me this or until this person shows me that. And I'm like, that goes against the concept of the first impression. So let's say when I hear some of these things that I hear, it's like we say one thing, but then we want to do something else, but then we wonder why, the outcome is, or the outcome that we see in our relationship space is what it is. It's like we change up when it comes to relationships, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Go ahead,
so
Tess.
Quay, what's the middle ground? Because you say don't hold, not saying don't hold back, but the first impressions, and then the young lady in the comments says that she gives too much too soon. So what's the middle ground?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, Tay. So the only way I can answer this question is the middle ground is to be yourself. Yep. And what I mean by that is, as a man, I don't care what the lady is doing. I'm Quay, right? So Quay handle biz. Quay can get a call at 2 a.m. talking about your tire flat. Quay gonna come help you out. Quay takes women out to nice dinners. Quay takes women on walks at Belle Isle. Quay do that. So it don't matter what the female is or what the female is doing. That's just me. So any female that I interact with, she's gonna get Quay, and that's just what it's gonna be. And my family gonna get the same Quay and everything else. That's why they call me when they got a problem, because they know Quay gonna handle it. So that's the position I take. That's middle ground for Quay. That's front ground for Quay and end ground for Quay. You're gonna get Quay at all times. And if you don't like Quay or Quay don't do it for you, then that just ain't meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point that I was just taking in this. It's just like the conditional thing. I wonder, do we realize that they may be hurting? Because I said, even as a female, if this is just what you do, to your point that you made about I don't want to be calling her out that she ain't on here to hold her, represent herself. But the point you made about Remy, you said Remy house was probably already clean before Vince came over. So see, that's just Remy. So Jimmy might have been able to come over and the house was clean. You see what I'm saying? Remy didn't leave the house dirty just because it was Jimmy versus Vince. You see what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes we try to take that position, or it's like I'm a not cook because this Jimmy, but Tommy coming over. Oh yeah, I like Tommy. Yeah, I'm about to fry this chicken. And it's just like, but Jimmy might be your husband. You just don't know it yet because you withholding stuff for Jimmy.
Oh, and Quay, here's another thing though.
Oh, that's so good.
Go ahead, Joe.
This is so, to me, this is like sinister. And I never understood why a lot of women do this. I call it a game. It is what it is. It's, to your point. They say to the guy that they see as husband material or someone that they like, that I'm not going to go above and beyond for him. But this jump off here, this side guy, him, I'm gonna give my all to, with no problem. But I'm gonna hold back myself and all I have to offer for this guy that I see myself having a family with, having kids with, and settling down with. So the short term, they give their all. The long term, they withhold back. And that never made sense to me, but I guess that's the equivalent of female game. And man game is different. You know, play in the field and feeding them a bunch of lies, telling them a bunch of tales. So everyone's playing the game. And if everyone's coming with this mask that they're putting on their face and they're slowly unveiling it, by the time you get to the end of the it's like, I done moved on. Because no one, if one person's saying, I'm not going to give you my all because I want you to prove something to me, and the other person is doing the same, then there's no, everyone is trying to hold on to this pride, position of power, I think is what it is. I want to be the one in control of the dynamics of this relationship. Neither one wants to give to the other fully. And so you have this impasse. Like it's crossroad and no one's really gonna, everyone's at the stoplight, but no one wants to go.
That's real. Now that makes sense right there, Joe. That makes sense. Man, I had a couple lined up. I don't even know if I can.
Let's go.
Right. I'm gonna go to cut number two.
What's lacking?
Oh, see, you won't even let me talk. First of all,
6, don't do that.
You keep cutting me off. And I'm really trying to help, not just you, because you need probably less help than a lot of women. Needed more help last year, but you've been working on yourself so that you can be the prize. Women always holler, they the prize. Yes, I'm agree. Women are the prize. But you ever been to Dave and Buster or any kind of fair and they say, hey, come play this game for $20 and you win this. And you go, that's all I win for $20 and ain't worth it. Y'all women are the prize, but some of y'all ain't worth it. Damn. We don't want your prize. Wow. We don't want your prize. Yes, you're the prize, but we don't want it. Wow. So you don't even understand why. You get what I'm saying? So in the 2024th year of our Lord, I'm not finna sit up here and let these women bash men and degrade us and pretend like we don't need one another because we do.
We do.
So cut it out. Yeah. Don't independent your ass single to death. And that.
All right. So that was cut number 2 right there. So my man, he was going all podcast. So I got a couple of them. My man was dropping gems all the whole podcast. But do we have a situation where the ladies, I said that was a lock-in right there. So he talked about the fact that some of these fellas don't even want that prize of some of these women because it ain't even worth it. But then he also made a point of independenting yourself to the point where it's like you just out of independence. You just by yourself.
Independent yourself to single.
Right.
Single to death. Yeah.
So we think that's happening out here. Y'all see that too.
Yes, they say that all the time. Women are saying, I'll just be alone then. I'll be alone. If I can't find my person, I'll be alone. This is it. I'll be alone. And I just keep thinking, like, why y'all trying to find y'all person? Ain't he supposed to find you? Now, listen, when we said that, this is what's interesting, right? When we said that Simone saw what we talked about Simone Biles and we did a whole show on it, right? Her man said he was the prize. She said she saw a good thing and she went for it. Now, when she said she saw a good thing, okay, and she went for it, y'all wasn't trying to hear that. But y'all running around here talking about something. I need to find my man and you guys are putting yourselves in the position of pursuers. And I just want to know, which one is it? Is it that you want to be found? Or is it that you want to do the finding? Okay. Now listen, I'm not even mad at a woman seeing a gentleman and just maybe letting him know, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling you or I like you. I actually don't think that's a big thing as long as you don't come off aggressive. No man want to deal with no aggressive woman. He feel like he's dealing with another man. And I don't think that's what women understand. And the young lady in the video, she came off very aggressive in the beginning. And men don't, from what I hear and understand, men don't respond well to that. They don't respond well to that. I mean, so I guess I'm looking at it like this. Y'all gonna have to pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Either you're gonna be single forever because you're so independent and you don't know how to be interdependent, which is what being in a relationship takes. It takes for you to be interdependent, not independent. Okay? Or you're gonna have to, eat a reality pill and understand that this is not Burger King. You cannot get it your way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And if you wanted, here's the thing, if you wanted to forever be seen a certain way, then you probably would have made better choices when it was time to make those choices. You probably would have waited until a man claimed you as his wife before you had children. You probably would have did that. You probably would have, you know, prioritized your health and your physical fitness a little bit.
I have a question.
You probably just would have made different decisions.
You up next, Tay.
You would have made different decisions.
I got a question for Chloe.
But the problem that we have is we make all the choices in the world. We focus on the wrong things. We prioritize the wrong things. And then we want to come back and make it everybody else's problem instead of our own, instead of just being honest with ourselves and saying it is what it is.
Right. No, that's real. Let me unmute Tay. Go ahead, Tay. You got a question?
Quick question. Okay, so don't judge me off this question because the stupid question is the question that you don't ask. Okay. When it comes to being aggressive, is characteristics and a personality two different things?
I mean, I think a personality trait that's a part of your character, right? But the good thing is, just because it's a part of your character today, don't mean it got to be a part of your character tomorrow.
I know. Okay, so I always been aggressive, a little aggressive, even as a child, you know, because me and Quay went to high school together. So I've always been aggressive, but I feel like that's part of my personality. Because when I'm with the man, I'm submissive, because I'm even aggressive for my man. You know what I mean? If I need to stand up, or if I feel like he's not standing up, I'm even aggressive for him. So that's why I was asking, because nobody ever had a problem with my aggressiveness. You know, they might call me a little firecracker or something like that, because they might understand, like, this is just Shantae. This is her personality. She loud, she aggressive, you know, I crack jokes, but at the end of the day, she's a good woman. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure that I'm taken care of physically and emotionally. She on my head if I haven't been to the doctor in a long time. Just little small stuff. You know what I mean? And so when people, not just you, but I feel like I'm a different aggressive than her. I feel like on that first video, I feel like her aggressiveness came from, like I said, being a hit dog, and she was hollering. And I think that's where her aggressiveness came from. I don't think that's a part of her personality. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I think she came off aggressive and defensive, right? Like you said, for that very reason. But I do think that's a part of her personality. I think that's why it was so easy for her to go there. I can just look at, even before he asked her the question, like, if you, like, I watched a little bit of the podcast outside of just the clip, and she's aggressive. That's the part. It's the part of her too. She's aggressive. She came off aggressive in other areas that didn't even concern that conversation. So that's just a part of her personality. I think that we have to be honest. Like, okay, so when I speak from a place of doing the work, and that means something. And because I've had to address stuff about myself. So don't think I'm speaking from like I'm up here on a horse or anything like that. Okay, because it's still things that I work on. But I'm speaking from a place of like doing the work, and doing the work says that if you're this in one area of your life, it's showing up somewhere else in your life. You just don't want to accept it. If you're aggressive when somebody come at you about something that you're doing, it's somewhere else. It's somewhere else. It's showing up somewhere else, and you just don't want to. And people will come to love you because you're a great person. Because listen, just because you aggressive don't mean you a bad person. Just because you like having a character flaw, because we all have character flaws, doesn't make you a bad person. Like, that's not how it works, right? Like, you can still be a great person and have a character flaw. Like, you know, I've had several, and I still have a few. So, like, I mean, let's just be honest about that. But I think what we're not doing enough of is we don't tell people either, like because we love them, because we like them. We don't tell them. So you could go your whole life with something and people will know it about you. And because they love you, they just, whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not. It's a good thing, right? And as a man who's looking for a wife, he might not feel like he want to deal with that. A friend might deal with it, might be willing to deal with it. A family member might be willing to deal with it. But a man has to decide if he's willing to deal with it or not. And some of these men, not all, but some of these men that women say they want, they don't want to deal with that because they know they don't have to. They know that they have the pick. I mean, the dude that everybody wants, that guy, he has his options. So why does he pick the chick that has things that she needs to work on when he's like, no, I'll find somebody that already did that. They done did the work. They done, and they good. And I don't have to deal with that. Right. So I'm just speaking from that perspective. Right. Like, yeah, it's from what I hear and from what men are saying. And some of the men on this panel have said that aggressive stuff, men don't really like that. They don't respond well to that. Right. Now, like, outliers, there's always outliers. There's always men, listen, that they like what they like, and I'm not even going to judge you. But what I hear more consistently, more often than not, is that men don't like that. They don't really like the aggressive woman type. That's not their thing. Just saying. But now you labeled yourself aggressive.
And I wanted to address that comment because he was that one comment when he was asking, like, has loud and aggressive found you a man? When I say loud, I mean loud as far as life of the party loud. I don't be loud and wrong. I don't be loud and cussing people out. I'm not loud like that. I'm not loud and negative. I'm a loud and positive person. You know, when I come into a room, they don't run. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, you know, like, when I say loud, I don't mean loud with an attitude with my S don't stink type of attitude. No, when I say loud, I'm loud like I'm fun. I crack jokes. You know what I mean? It's just a different type of loud that I'm saying. And when I'm a hit dog, I don't say nothing. I humble myself. I don't say nothing. I don't go off like her. If somebody say something or be reading me, I just accept it and I take constructive criticism and I be quiet. So when I say aggressive and when I say loud, I don't want nobody to get it wrong. I mean, I don't care because I ain't looking for nothing, but I just don't want nobody to get the wrong impression.
and I think with Tay, I know the thing with Tay is that she like the homie. I have a friend that's just like you. She the homie. She the one we gonna ride. Come on, Tay, ride with me. That's how Tay is. Tay, you know. But you have to even that out a little bit. And my friend has the same. She's too much of a homie. So you fall into this friend thing instead of being looked at as the wife thing. You fall into this friend thing. You know what I'm saying? And then that aggressiveness, don't no man want to be emasculated. Just like you said, well, I'll be strong for my man. Your man don't need for you to be strong like that. He needs for you to be strong in other ways. He needs for you to be strong and quiet. He don't need for you if the food cold. Hey, this food cold, and he can do that myself. So I know what the issue with Tay. She's the homie, and she's the friend. So it's like, and some men, and then the type of men that would accept that, you probably think that he's not aggressive enough. He don't step up enough. He don't do this enough.
Oh my goodness, I don't.
Because you gotta have a yin and a yang. You gotta have a yin and a yang. So the guys that will accept that, you be like, well, why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't? Well, I just, I know. And so that's the issue.
I don't want to talk about it no more.
Two alphas. You can't have two leaders. You gotta have leader and follower.
Oh, Ben, you done messed up, Ben.
I have a friend that's just like you. She's my girl. She the homie, and and that's her issue. The guys they don't, and then the guys that
Ben say, man, Tay say you talking.
You looking for a unit, just like I said. You looking for a unicorn.
Well, the equivalent, man. You're right. Like the equivalent for a woman is that if a man is not aggressive, if he's not dominant enough, he becomes friend zone as well. So it's interesting how if a woman is really loud like the guys, she does become like the friend, the tomboy. But if the opposite is true, if a woman who is very feminine and gets with a guy, or a guy thinks he likes her, but he's not dominant enough with her, he becomes friend zone. He's like, oh, I guess you just don't like me. And so he just automatically gets slots into that role. So that's pretty much how the dynamic goes. Now, I don't know how women who are more aggressive, they find their tribe, they find a man who are less aggressive, and it works. That dynamic works. I've seen it happen. And vice versa so I mean, it is, hey, I don't understand it because that's just not the way we are built that way, but it doesn't matter because there's enough people in the world where it works for them. Now, to Chloe's point, I thought that she kind of said two things at once that I was like, oh, she's saying that women can't pursue because it makes them aggressive or masculine. And at the same time, you say, well, a man doesn't really want, if a man has a lot of options, well, in order for a man to have options, those women are pursuing them. And I know that for a fact. I don't think it's a lot of men. Most men would, when you say, oh, men don't like it when girls like come after them or pursue. Well, I think Chris Brown would beg to differ. I don't see him out there pursuing women. It's kind of like he's having his choice of women, but they're making themselves available to him. And in a way, they actually are the pursuers. So from my experience, I had to get out the mindset of going after them and just being there, showing up, show a little interest, but it's always the woman's choice if she's interested in me or not. I can say hello, you look nice, you look beautiful, wink at her, flirt with her, but if she doesn't give me anything in return, where it's actually more than what I'm giving her, nothing can happen. Or I put in too much effort and now I'm fawning at her feet. I'm pedestalizing her. So it has to be that the woman, in an interesting way, is kind of like pursuing, but not in the way that a man would do it. She's kind of like she's weaving a web. She's catching the man that she wants, and then she wants me to be caught. So if she doesn't want to be caught, it's very clear. So it's the way they pursue is different. It's more like a drawing into, whereas a man is more he's going at, but it doesn't work unless the woman wants to be caught. And so it's always the woman, in my opinion, who actually does most of the pursuing. Like even in church, I see women, they're waiting, and I get it. It says in the Bible, wait and find it, but it's kind of like, yeah, but y'all kind of losing though, because you got everyone else around you is getting married. You're turning 35, 5 years turning 40, you're 45, you're still waiting for your good thing. But you don't realize that a lot of these women, they're going after the man that you say you want. And they're getting them. They're marrying them. They're having kids with them. And they're successful. But you're still waiting for a man to come at you. Like a friend said, if you smile, that's an invitation. If you're very flirtatious, that's an invitation. If you're very inviting, it's still a pursuit to me. It feels like.
Well, I guess
I want to challenge that.
Okay, and I'll just to clarify my stance, and then I'll get off. But yeah, I never said that a woman couldn't make herself available. As a matter of fact, I think I did use that actual phrase that a woman should let a man know she's interested. But I don't think that looks like pursuit. I think that looks like a woman letting a man know she's interested. Like, you're gonna know, because I am gonna smile at you if I'm interested in you. I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find ways to flirt. I'm gonna find ways to get in front of you. I'm gonna find ways to give you some of my attention. I'm gonna find ways to try to get some of your words. But it's gonna be very subtle, and it's always gonna be with me staying in my feminine frame. It's never gonna be the way a man approaches a woman. I'm never going to do that, and I think that's the difference, right? Like, I don't think a woman pursues. I think a woman positions herself, and I think that when we get the two confused, that's when we have a problem, right? Because I think that it's great. A man having options means he knows that this woman over here is interested in him. He knows that this woman over here is interested in him. He knows that that woman down there, across here, across town, in another city, in another state. These women are interested because they position themselves as someone who is interested. But I think it's different than me, approaching you aggressively, asking you out or asking for your number or doing something that I've seen some of these women do that I would never do, like physical things. Like, I just don't think, I think that's too aggressive. And I don't know, but then again, I guess it depends on what a dude likes. I'm a feminine woman 100% through and through. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And the feminine women that I know, they don't do that either. But the women that I know that are a little bit more aggressive have absolutely done that. So I guess it's, once again, it's what tickles your fancy. But I'm gonna stay in this feminine square that I'm in. Boop, this is where I'm at. And if you want, ladies, if that's what you want, get with me.
Yeah, so I want to just to challenge that real quick, Joe. So yeah, I do. I think it is definitely the man pursuing. Now, some of the points that you were making. Now, the woman is maybe making herself available, or she may be reciprocating on his actions, right? Because let's say tying to that piece, you made a point about some of these ladies getting married around some of these ladies who are not able to secure their guy and so forth. And typically the reason why we see that happening is because those ladies have made a decision. If those ladies have made a decision that they needed to make some changes. And what typically happens is when a woman decides that she wants to make some changes about herself because she's identified some of her shortcomings or things that she may need to work on, she then becomes more desirable to a man who has himself at a certain point. So now she shows up in that man's radar. So that's not necessarily her pursuing. That is her making herself, or essentially giving you or showing you the best version of herself. And now she is desirable to that man who has gotten himself to his best version of himself at that time, or at that point in time. Now she becomes more desirable to that man. So then when that man, as the hunter, if you will, when he reaches out and say, hey, I'm interested in you, then that's when you'll see the reciprocation. And then she'll say in her own way, if it be a smile, if it be we can exchange numbers, or yeah, we can go out on a date. That's her reciprocating and saying, okay, yeah, I'm open to you. And then it goes from there. But yeah, that's her making her changes. Now, let me go back to my, analogy that I made about the car earlier. Yep, as a man, if somebody just drop a brand new car on your porch, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a man, we're gonna be looking at that thing like, hold up, you giving me a free car? It must be some strings attached. What's wrong with this car? We about to go through a whole bunch of questions. Versus, once again, if we was to stack our money up, go find that car we've been waiting on, whatever it be, a Corvette, whatever it is. We go find that car, wax that thing up, get it how we want to get it. Now we're going to appreciate that thing because it's ours. We had to put some effort in to get that thing. Now it's got our name on it. It's ours. We look at women the same way.
Really?
If some lady just dropped herself in your lap, we going to look at it as one or two things. It's a freebie. I'm about to, what you call it, Vince? A smash and grab? What you call it? We going to drop it in a certain category based off how easy it was to get, if we being honest. But when you got to put some effort in to secure that woman, there's going to be a different level of appreciation for that woman. And you're going to make sure you take care of what you had to put in that work to acquire, if we being honest.
Okay.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I always feel like there's going to be a different level of appreciation and respect for a woman that you had to go get. Now, I'm not saying, let me clarify. I'm not talking about no simping stuff. Let me clarify. Yeah, I'm not talking about kissing nobody butt. I'm not talking about I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you getting yourself together, going out here, vetting these women, vetting through your options and saying, okay, this is the one that's got the percentage. Because, man, we work off percentages. This is the one that's got the percentage, the highest percentage of what I am looking for when I'm looking to choose a woman to extend my legacy out and essentially give me children and marry and be my companion, my wife, and we build together. Yeah, we looking at percentages. She may not be 100%. She may be 95. She may be 90. But if we weight that thing percentage-wise, that's gonna be her, and that's what we moving with. Yep, and men understand that. We know it's not gonna be it ain't no perfect. Yeah, that's delusional. Ain't no perfect out here. That don't exist. Yeah, we're looking for the qualities that we know that are gonna be long term. Yeah, we're looking for the nurturing and her mindset. And like Tay said, you know what I'm saying? She taking steps to get her credit together and get rid of her student loans and all of that before we get together. See, that stuff to a man speaks volumes. Because see, that's her putting in investment. That's her putting in effort. Yeah, so if we looking for her and she's showing us effort, that's already going, you know what I'm saying? That's already working to her advantage. But I'll just leave it at that for right now. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, just real quick. You both make great points. Maybe I'm spoiled. That's probably is what it is. I'm used to women like showing their hand, and then if I'm interested, then I go and I guess quote unquote pursue. It doesn't feel like I'm pursuing like the way most guys think of pursue. They're trying to get to a woman who hasn't shown any interest, and they're trying to incite interest in her. It can be done. It's very difficult. That's a lot of work, and it's a time sink in most cases. A lot of men will go through 100 different women before they get. That's hard. So in my mind, when I think of a woman who is like just in a pursuit in a way, or I know that she wants me, then I can then make a decision if I want her, and then I make the move. It's almost never going to be she's going to take me from beginning to end. I don't ever expect that. It's that very obvious interest that I don't know if a lot of guys even experience because they feel like they have to go and make something happen. It's actually the woman that makes it happen. It's like she opens herself up. It's obvious, and then it feels natural. It doesn't even feel like work. So when you say it's like work, I think of work, of my career path, what I'm doing in trading. I think of going outside and working out. To me, that's all work. But when it comes to relationships I have with women, it's very seamless process. But I think because as men, we tend to associate the work we do in every other area of our life, that translates into relationships. But I've always been that way since high school. I've kind of learned when I tried to pursue girls and chase after them and be really aggressive, and it's like it looks good on a movie. But the guys who are always the ladies' man, the guys who actually got the women that I wanted to get, those are the women who came to them. And then all they did was just say yes, no, yes, 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 no, yes.
But but I think that we're conflating a sexual attraction with a relationship. If you're an attractive guy, then yes, the lady's going to pursue you because she might want to stab. Like I've had a lady be aggressive to me, but it was a sexual thing. They just wanted some sex, so I think we're conflating with a sexual trying to say, oh well, he's tall, he's dark, he's handsome. Okay, I want that. It ain't, oh well, I think I might want to date him. He seems like a good guy for marriage, because you have to actually have conversation for that. So if you're just going off an initial attraction, that's more of a sexual thing. So I think that we're conflating two different things. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean, if you're an attractive guy, then women are going to come up to say, ooh, wow,
It's the initial.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that actually. That you nailed it. I think it can. The problem with that is that it can and sometimes they'll stop there. They just want the experience. They see you. They have the fantasy in their head. They want to experience it. I've had that happen. But then you got the other types where they have that initial sexual attraction and it grows into something more than they realize, oh wow, he's actually a decent guy, he's respectful and all these other things. Not that it even matters. I mean, I learned I can get away with a lot of things if I really wanted to be that guy. Not that. But for them, it's like a bonus if I am those extra things, the relationship material type. But that's it's like secondary. But still, it's that initial sexual attraction. I think that makes the relationship part a lot easier as opposed to doing backwards. A lot of guys, they want the relationship part, and they're the ones who, oh, I'm going to make him wait. And this guy over here, he gets me turned on, but this guy over here is kind of like a slow steam. And I don't know, let's see what happens in 6 months. And he's going to have a more difficult time because he's chasing, he's pursuing. And that's what I brought up earlier in terms of the guy who gets the woman up front, initially attracted. Now, whether or not it turns into something more than that, pretty much up to the guy, because a woman will stay with that guy, and if he wants to take it further, he can. It's an easier path for him to do that than the guy who starts off with, I just want to woo you and seduce you and do all these other, buy flowers.
So quick question, Joe.
Really
Let me ask you a personal question. So when if you're in a room full of people and an attractive female comes in, are you the one to ooh and ah at her?
Very rarely, because I'm in a room full of people who.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Preacher, long-winded preacher. It reminds me. It reminds me of. Because I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. And it's not a tactic. It's just what I've noticed. It reminds me of me not asking a guy for nothing, but him giving me everything, and him giving me everything because I'm not asking him for nothing. Sometimes men appreciate the women who don't ask for nothing. That's who the people they be trying to give it to, because it's like, dang, this woman don't need me, but I'm gonna give to her because she ain't always got her hand out. So sometimes that's a part of the game when you're an attractive female, you walk into a room full of people and all the men ooh and ah and hey girl, you're gonna be attracted to the guy who didn't seem phased. And sometimes, so that might have been where where all the women come beating down the door for you, Joe. Okay. Because maybe you be sitting there and you be unfazed. So whether it's a sexual attractive or whether it's, they're curious about you because you ain't one of the ones that didn't ooh and ah about, to them or about them when they walked into the room. So I was just asking, because I can tell, I can tell you sound very particular. I'm not going to say bougie, but you sound very particular about the women that you date. And picking can leave you single for a long time too. Sometimes you got to find a good woman, wash her off, and teach her some things. So I was just asking. So
Well, let me say this real quick though. So I see Tay, you just gonna drop this game all night. I see, huh?
Got it.
Listen. Vince been on the couch all night. Tay been on the other end of the couch all night.
And me and Vince, we Facebook cousins. We got the same last name and everything. It's the play in the Williams, and he didn't turn his life over. I'm gonna turn my life over one day too.
So the way Tay dropped it is that's exactly, and it's hard to describe that because most men they kind of have the opposite experience. They're the ones, they see a woman and they go after her. Maybe it's indifference, but because since high school, that's all I've ever known. It's always been like, that's the way it is. That's my worldview of women. And so it looks like it's pursuit from them, but then the way I describe it, the way Tay dropped it, that's it. That was exactly what happens. And I take it for granted, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, just to clarify, I think, that's the situation for some men because they don't understand the difference between chasing and pursuing. Those are not the same. And see, a guy that's got himself together and know what he wants and is intentional, he ain't chasing nobody. See, pursuing is the effort. Now, I know earlier we mixed the words up between work and effort, but pursuing is the effort. Yep, dudes who got it popping like that and know what they want and what they're after, they don't chase. Because see, once you get to running, I'm going to let you go on and run away. But I pursue and I'm intentional with my actions. And then if my actions lead to you saying, okay, yeah, I'm ready to be caught. I'm ready to see what you hunting with. Then we're going to make something happen. But I'm not chasing nobody. Yeah, but that's the difference. We confuse the two. Men shouldn't be chasing nobody, especially a serious man. Yeah, that's game plan. That chasing stuff, that's when we was little wee lads, little young folk. Well, ain't nobody doing that now. Ain't nobody chasing nobody. I ain't got time to be chasing nobody. Because see, I could be putting that effort into a woman that's serious. Yeah, but that's the difference. See, that little immaturity stuff, that they like being chased. Yep. So as a serious man, you shouldn't even be chasing nobody. So like I said, we got to understand the difference. And that's not directly at you, Joe. I'm speaking in general. Yeah, we got to be intentional what we doing as men out here. We got to have some discipline. And when you got that discipline, ain't no chasing. You're not chasing nobody. But let me stop there, man. I don't want to keep us on all night. It's 10:20, man. We're going to take some clothes and we're going to get up out of here. This was an awesome conversation. Man, like I said, Tay was down here cutting up. dropping all the game out here. I said everybody been getting it in tonight. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my panel. Let me take some closing. We're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna hit the ladies first, hit the fellas, and we gone. Tay, you want to say anything before we get out of here tonight?
Yes, to the single women, just keep hope alive. Y'all know me. Just keep hope alive. Get out the house. Okay? And when you get out the house. Jesus. Like he said, go to Whole Foods, put on some lip gloss, and go to Whole Foods, and you walk around and act like you go in the nutrition section with a nutrition bars at or something. I don't know, but it's still good men around. Keep hope alive. Just stay positive, because when you stay positive, then you're gonna attract positive. Don't have a self-pity party, because people can see your sad little puppy dog eyes, even if you don't think they can. So I just want y'all to just stay positive, because he gonna find you. Now, when he finds you, you can't say he was too short. You can't say he was balding. Okay.
Don't do that, yo.
She right though. She right.
And when you pray, make sure you pray specifically. Don't say, God, send me a good man. You break it down. You break it down. Okay? You break it down. Okay, that's all I got to say.
That's real. That's real right there. She makes a great point. When he do find you, you can't be turning them down on no nonsense. So she makes a great point with that. So ladies, take note of that. She's spot on with that. All right, let me go to Chloe. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, and for real, since Tay kicked it off, boop tag. Okay, I'm it. And ladies, prayer works. I'm not trying to be corny. I'm dead serious. Prayer works. She's right. You got to be specific. You have to be specific, because God is good. I got everything I asked for. Everything.
Amen.
Ladies, I got everything I asked for. So all I'm going to say is this: prayer works, but follow that prayer with some works. For real. Don't, I know we did the back and forth about pursuing versus work and effort, but honestly, ladies, you do need to make it known that you're interested. A man shouldn't have to guess. He should know that you're interested in him, because these days men are not going to be as quick to approach you, because y'all calling everybody corny and goofy and weird and weak and everything else. You guys, you're making it to the point where men don't want to approach you. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to make sure you do something to let that man know you are interested. Don't be so prideful. We talk about men and pride, but women, we're pretty prideful ourselves. We're very prideful. And we do not want to appear humble or less than. We don't want a man to think he got something over on us. But at the end of the day, at the same time, we want a man that got something over on us. Mm-hmm. Because we don't want our equal. Stop capping. Y'all don't want y'all equal. And y'all definitely don't want a man that you feel is less. So you definitely want a man that got something over on you. So why you walking around like you don't want a man that got something over on you?
Right.
Maybe men are confused. You're confusing them. They don't know what you want, and you're not acting like you know what you want. So let's be clear about what we want. Let's be intentional when we meet a man. Stop sizing these men up within 2 seconds and saying that they're not qualified or they don't meet your standards. Listen, I'm going to land after this. If you don't have all of the qualities that you want from a man, then don't expect him to have it either. And this is how you can tell if you actually have the qualities you think you have. Ask somebody else and not your girlfriend. Don't ask your best friend. Ask another man. Ask another man you trust. Another man that'll be honest with you. Ask him if you have those qualities. If he honestly says yes, then you go forward. Says do what you do. But if he does not, then you might want to take another look at your honey list, because you cannot expect what you don't put out.
There it is. There it is. Appreciate that.
And
Appreciate
stop
that.
blaming God for everything.
Uh-oh. You weren't done yet. Let's say that one more time. I ain't hear that.
Stop blaming God for everything. Stop blaming God. Just stop that.
There it is. There it is. Let me go. Let me go over to Vince. Vince, what you gonna say before we get out of here, man? You muted right now. Come off mute, man. I can't hear you.
There's definitely an attack on marriage, and singleness is not going to work for our community and our black race as a whole. Just came from Cancun at a very, very nice spa and resort, family friendly. And you know what I seen? Families. And you know what else I seen? Single women and their kids. I seen families and single women with their kids. And when I talk about families, I'm talking about the husband, father, 4, 5 kids. Husband, father, grandmama's 4, 5 kids. At the airport, I guess they were having they were having a birthday thing, and it was maybe about 30 people, maybe about 8 couples, all of them married with 2 or 3 kids. And me and Remy sitting there like, I don't even think I even know 3 or 4 of my family members that we can get together. And we keep talking about this generational wealth. How you gonna get it without families? How you gonna get it without marriage? And I'm not a pocket watcher, but all of them had on Rolexes. All of them had on Cardi bracelets. All of them had Gucci's. But we want to talk about marriage ain't good. The poorest community in America, besides the Mexicans, I don't know if they're poorer than us, but we pretty poor. But when I go to places and I see married people, we were talking to a couple in the airport. Said they have been in Cancun for 30 days. They've been married for 40 years. The one son came and spent a week. The other son came. How are we going to get that without marriage? How are we going to get that with just single people struggling? It's not going to work for us as a community. We got to get married in the 70s and 80% for us to get this generational wealth. And that's just it, because rich people get married. They're the ones that don't have to get married, but why they get married? It be poor people talking about marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper. The rich folks know that marriage is something more than a piece of paper. And we used to know that when we had marriage in God. And I'm in on that.
That's how you close it out right there. Let me go down to Joe. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man? Can't hear you, Joe. Yeah, I can't hear your audio coming through, man. You may have to pop out and come back in, so I can't hear you though.
Is that better?
Y'all hear Joe? Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
I guess to the topic, it's just, I think everybody should just, man or woman, you're looking for someone that matches the qualities that you're looking for. Like Chloe said, you have to be what you're searching for. I mean, that's just the bottom line to it all. And no matter how you go about looking for it, whether you're sitting in the wait, you're waiting for someone to come along, I think that works better for women, honestly. Or you're a man and you're going looking for a woman, you're too aggressive, you end up just shooting in the dark. You have to have a clear target, and a woman has to be an open target in a way. It just has to be open, and a man has to see a clear shot. And then that's the only way it can work. If the woman's in the dark and she's unapproachable, that's not going to work. The man is just shooting in the dark at a moving target, that's not going to work. So it takes both to tango, as cheesy as that sounds, but it's accurate. And Tay was right. I was being long-winded on my last point. I just didn't know how to describe. I tried to. It's like, how do I describe something I've always known how to do, or that always just happened? I don't understand the opposite of that. And she broke it down. I was like, yeah, that's it. Just chill. If more men just dressed up, stylish, look good, go into their place presentable, and if women were open and available to that man instead of pretending like, oh, he ain't nothing, he ain't this and that. Like Chloe said, you want a man who's better than you. Always. Like that's a visceral reaction. He's taller than me. He makes more money than me. He's more this than me. He's smarter than me. But then at the same time, you want to be a feminist. You want to be strong and independent. That's the qualities in a man you want. That it doesn't work. So you kind of like you're conflicting with yourself. Your biological nature wants the better, but you want the appearance of being equal to this man. Like you should be more proud to be a woman and accept that your feminine nature is just as valuable. But society has taught you that your feminine nature is not as valuable. It's not cool to be a housewife anymore. It's not cool to be a mother anymore. And for men, it's starting to turn into the opposite. We kind of held on to some of that qualities. We know protect and provide, be strong, but a lot of that is starting to be degraded. And now it's starting to turn topsy turvy. So everyone just kind of have to avoid a lot of what they see in society today, TikTok and YouTube and social media, and focus on what makes you a man and what makes you a woman and what you want in life and focus on that. And then I think everybody will be okay. But that actually takes a lot of work and effort because now you're fighting against the powers that be that are against that because they want things to be top secret. And that's okay. But you have to make a decision for yourself. How do you want this to end for you and your story, your future, and your legacy, your generation going forward?
That's real. That's real. No, that's spot on right there, Joe. Spot on. Appreciate that, man. Let me just say this real quick. Going back to the topic, this is why you're single. Stop lying on God. Yep. We can't use God as no excuse no more. Can't do it. Like the young lady in the video said, God isolating her doing all this. No. Yep. Go get yourself together. Go do the work you need to do for yourself and get yourself together. Go prepare yourself, or basically go prepare yourself to be a wife. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be a wife before he finds you. Yeah, we keep missing that part. So go get yourself together. It ain't God holding you up and all of that, and God ain't dropping nobody in your lap. Yep, you have to put forth some effort. Prepare yourself to be received. Yeah, we keep trying to avoid that. Yep, a long-lasting relationship, a long-lasting union, it doesn't come from no effort. That doesn't yield that. We can look at divorce rates and tell you that's not how that works. So I'm not sure why we think that's the case. Yep, that's not how that works. Yep, so at the end of the day, take a step back, check yourself, and get yourself together. Yep, treat relationships and marriages and significant others, treat it like we treat everything else. Put that work in that you put in to get that house that you wanted. Yep, put that work into a relationship just like you put it in to get that little Mercedes or whatever that, that little foreign that you got. Put that same type of effort in when it comes to finding yourself a man or a woman, or better yet, a husband or a wife. Yeah, you can't fall back and get lazy when it comes to relationships. Yeah, but that's a mindset that we got to break before it's too late. But man, shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to Chloe, Vince, Joe. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to John the Baptist from early. He tried to pop on. Shout out to Jay who popped on. Joe, my bad, I'm mixing names up. Jay popped on earlier. Appreciate y'all coming on the panel, holding me down. Shout out to everybody in the comments. I can't read them all, but we had a lot come in. But you know who you are. Shout out to you for supporting the show and the platform. This is Kandid Konvos. We do the show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook, so definitely like, share, subscribe. Everybody do me a favor. If you haven't already, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button for us. Likes are free. Also hit that share as well. We want to get this content out to our people. Man, we come here to try to help folks. We come here to try to help with mindsets and get us moving in a better direction so we can get us together, get our families together, get some marriages popping. Like Vince said, get this generational wealth popping once we are units and in unions and move us forward as a community. We ain't got to be at the bottom. Yeah, we too smart to be in this position that we in right now. But I think what it is we like to act like we don't know better when it comes to relationships. And that's our downfall. Yeah, we too smart for that. But man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday.